NBA totals for Wednesday, November 9th. We have 6 plays on the board today, so we really got to get to it. I don't have a recap from yesterday because right now, because of a time efficiency, I'm doing this video. Some of the games are still going, so I'm not sure how we ended up. But yet the day before that, we were 3-2, and we lost 2 games by 2 buckets, and that's unfortunate. But that happens. It's going to go both ways as the season continues. I got 6 plays on the board. Let's just get right to it. All right, this is Wednesday, November 9th. First game up, we got Minnesota and Orlando. I'm going to go over the 201 at Heritage Sports. Yesterday, Minnesota allowed 119 points to Brooklyn. And they've just not been playing Tom Thibodeau defense. They got up 92 attempts versus the Nets, so they would have no problem going with tempo. Orlando, they've been bad this year. Let's talk about some statistics about both of them. Really, Orlando's been bad scoring is what I wanted to say. Minnesota's averaging over 101 points per game. They're allowing around 100 points per game. You got Orlando, they're averaging 92.9 per game. That's second to last in the league, and they're giving up 102 points per game. As well, Orlando is only shooting 41%, which ranks second to last in the league. However, Orlando is pushing some pace. Vogel's wanting them to do kind of what he did last year with Indiana. They're averaging 86.7 attempts per game, and they're giving up 88. So Minnesota coming off the back-to-back, I think they'll be okay with going ahead and running with this Orlando team. They did not shoot well against Brooklyn, just around 42%. I expect them to shoot better tonight. Tom Thibodeau and Frank Vogel are both really good coaches, and I think they're going to be – Orlando and Minnesota will be better next year. It's going to take some time to get those teams going where these coaches should have them because they're both solid. But I like over the 201. I think it's going to be a little bit faster, and these guys are going to be able to score. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get to the next one we got up is Brooklyn, New York. I'm going to go over. That's the Knicks. I'm going to go over 212.5 at Pinnacle Sports. Really big line here. However, Brooklyn really efficient right now. They only got up 76 attempts yesterday versus Minnesota, but they put up 119 points. Kenny Atkinson has been phenomenal this year. Right now, he's the coach of the year. He's been great. Him and Walton have been doing a really nice job for these teams. Brooklyn's averaging 103.3 points per game, but they're giving up 107. New York, they're averaging 102, giving up 109. The pace should be pretty fast tonight. Brooklyn's averaging almost 89 attempts per game, and they're giving up just under 90. New York, they're averaging 84, just over 84 attempts per game, and they're giving up 86. So we should see some pretty fast pace tonight. New York also, they're 7th in the league in shooting percentage, and I just like the over. I think New York coming off some rest. Brooklyn, they're on a back-to-back. I don't think they're going to be very defensive efficient. I don't think they're going to be able to be very efficient defensively. Got a lot of games to cover here. All right. But I like the over. I think we're going to see an absolute track meet in New York. Next one up, we got Philadelphia, Indiana. Again, I'm going over the 209. I'm not doing over for everything. This is going to be a track meet. Philadelphia, they're only averaging 91 points per game. They're giving up 105. Indiana's been a pace machine all year and not playing any defense. They're averaging 108 points per game, but giving up 113. That ranks 29th in the NBA defensively. They are, however, moving the ball at over 26 assists per game, and we look at their tempo, they're getting up over 89 attempts per game, and they're allowing over 87. Philadelphia is not getting up that many shots, but they're allowing almost 88 attempts per game. That's a lot. That's a lot of shots. Indiana, they're 6th in three-point shooting percentage. Philadelphia, they're 13th. So they're not the dredge. I mean, it's Philadelphia. They're not that great. I think both these teams are going to really be up and down tonight. We get some buckets to drop. I think we're going to get over that 209. That's going to be my play there on Philadelphia and Indiana. Okay, next one up, we got Chicago, Atlanta. I'm going under the 203 here. We got Atlanta off that upset versus Cleveland. That one I was able to see because we had a loser on our total play there yesterday. But I think this is going to be a pretty good defensive affair as compared to what you might imagine. Atlanta, again, coming back, beating the Cleveland, but they're one of the best defensive teams in the league. Currently, Chicago's averaging 107 points. Atlanta's averaging 107 points. But oddsmakers still have this at 203, and there's a good reason for that. Both of them play some pretty good defense. Chicago, surprisingly so this year, they're allowing just 100 points, while Atlanta is allowing just under 97 per contest. Chicago, the pace is not that fast. Chicago's under 86 attempts per game. Atlanta, around 84 attempts per game, and they're allowing just 83.8. So Atlanta coming right back from that back-to-back. I anticipate for them to lean on their defense tonight to compete with Chicago and for this to stay under that 203. Next one up we got is Portland and the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm going under 207. That's I found that one at sports betting, and I got several books here. I'll mention those at the end. I've been kind of glazing over them. All the odds are at SBR. Just go to SBR. That's where you can find all the odds. I'm going to go under the total here. Portland's coming off a back-to-back. Now, the first game they met up this year, 220 was our final score, but yet odds makers have set this back down to 207. There's a reason for it. Both teams are playing surprisingly good defense. The Clippers, very much so. Portland's averaging 108 points per game, giving up 109. Yes, that's a lot of points, but they're doing some things around the perimeter that makes me like this under. The Clippers are averaging 104 points per game, but giving up just 89.4. They're number one in scoring defense, number one in defensive efficiency, and number one in defensive effective field goal percentage. Effective field goal percentage. I'll say that 5 times fast. Portland loves to shoot the three, getting up over 29 per game, but Los Angeles has been the best in the league in allowing just under 20 per game. So, good contrast there. Portland has been great in getting out in space and defending the perimeter. They allow, they're 6th in the league in assists allowed. So, defensively. So, pretty good Portland defense, good matchups all around. This will be a fun one to watch, but I think we're going to see something closer around 200. They're going to get up and down a bit, but the Clippers, they've been relying on their defense to win. I think they do that tonight, catching Portland off a back-to-back. I think they're going to be able to stop Portland enough, and it's going to take 2 to get over this kind of total, and I don't think they're going to get there. So I'm going to go under the total 207 with the Clippers and the Trailblazers. Last one, we got Toronto, Oklahoma City. This was a late addition by me, and I'm going to go under the total of 202. That's across the board at SBR. Toronto right now, they're averaging 100 points per game, but they're giving up just 95.5 per game. Oklahoma City, they're averaging 102.7, and they're giving up 97.9. That ranks 8th in the league. Toronto ranks 3rd in defensive scoring. Some interesting numbers here. Oklahoma City, they're going to go real fast. Toronto's not. Right now, Toronto's allowing just around 80 attempts per game, and Oklahoma City's, closer to 87 as far as attempts allowed. Oklahoma City's pace, of course, is a bit faster than Toronto's. So it just makes me wonder why this, total is really low. It's kind of one of those opposite plays I like to do sometimes. Here, another big key point is Toronto's the worst in the league in three-point shooting percentage, and Oklahoma City's the best in the league in defending beyond the arc, percentage-wise. So look for Toronto to not make any three-pointers. Well, they'll drop a couple, but Oklahoma City's done a good job at that. And I think defensively, if Toronto has their head on straight, they should be able to keep Oklahoma City to a reasonable number to keep us under that total. And it seems low, but it's not. So I'm going to go under the total 202. All right. Lot of plays there in a short amount of time. Let's go ahead and let's break this down one more time. We got 6 plays on the board. I'm going to add the sports books where I found them at this one. On this one, we got Minnesota, Orlando over 201. That's at Heritage Sports. Brooklyn, New York over 212.5 at Pinnacle Sports. Philadelphia, Indiana, over 209 at BetDSI. Chicago, Atlanta, under 203 at Bookmaker. Portland, Los Angeles Clippers, under 207 at Sports Betting. Toronto, Oklahoma City, under 202 at SBR. That's across the board. But check SBR because those lines are going to shift, and you always got to find the best number. So, again, check Sportsbook Review. I wish you luck on all your picks today. We got 3 unders, 3 overs. Going to be a good slate of games. I wish you luck. Thanks.